people. But to answer your question about Facebook, the way that it works is you have an audience that you select. So let's say you select Dallas Fort Worth greater area, like as wide as you want to go. Okay, so within that audience, there's all kinds of people, right? We write an ad copy that speaks to motivated sellers. There's a lot of keywords in our ad copy for Facebook. And we also use interest-based targeting as much as we're able to for that category of advertising. So we're selecting certain interests that are tied to their profile as like a starting point for the algorithm to kind of get an idea of what kind of people we're aiming for. And so the algorithm scans, it looks at our interests, it scans our ad copy and our headlines to, look at the keywords, look at our, our whole funnel. And then as soon as the ads start, that algorithm is looking at that audience and saying, okay, based on the keywords you've selected and the interests you've selected and the type of ads these are, who in that audience is like the lowest hanging fruit for us to show those ads to first that we think is going to become a lead to meet this campaign objective for this specific advertiser. The campaign then ideally, like you start getting leads in and then the algorithm starts to see, okay, like these are the type of people submitting on the form. So that's meeting the campaign objective. Now we're going to show the ads to more people like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's just
So
crazy.
our job as the advertiser is number one, to write good copy and good headlines so that we're actually reaching the right type of audience, to select the proper interests. And number three, to qualify those leads properly. Because let's say that you get people that are confused, that see the ad and think it's a house to rent, or they're actually looking to buy and they're not looking to sell. Or maybe it's someone who doesn't speak English very well and they're confused just clicking through the ad. Well, you don't want the algorithm to optimize for that type of person because then you're going to get more of them coming through the funnel. So we have to, from the beginning, we start to ask a couple questions to make sure that they're sellers. But our approach is to cast a wide net, right, at first, and then qualify more and more over time as we start to build better and better audiences with the algorithm. The issue comes in is when you're in a very competitive market, if you have a low ad spend budget and you try to qualify too much at the beginning. So like you're running leads straight to a landing page, asking a lot of questions. And if a lead is not very motivated, they're not going to fill that out. Right. And if you have less opportunities, right, because of a lower budget or, maybe a more constricted targeting, you're gonna have less of those low hanging fruit in that audience. So the cost per lead goes up. You're not getting results in. The algorithm can't figure out who to show the ad to. That's where you can get stuck. And that's why we go wide at first and then narrow in over time. So that's how Facebook works. That's much different than working with a search engine where you're dealing with incoming traffic, right? Search volume. And you're just kind of tweaking things and adjusting based on your conversion rates.